Hey there, Bryson with Dimes for Dollars here, and in today's video we have a couple different denominations to hunt. I got 4 boxes of pennies from the bank today. Unfortunately, 3 of these boxes are all uncirculated 2021 Denvers. So that's kind of a bummer, but we'll still hunt them for errors. And these other 2 boxes are well circulated, so I'm really excited for those. We'll start with these uncirculated boxes. I'll bring you in if we find anything, otherwise we'll move on to these circulated boxes. We're back now after those 3 uncirculated boxes, and unfortunately we didn't find anything odd. No blank planchets or errors, so we're on to this circulated box. I flipped it over already and I found 1 wheat cent ender. It's going to be a 1940s wheat cent, most likely 47, but that's a cool find. Gives us hope that there's more in this box, so let's get started and I'll bring you in on our first find. We are on roll number 2 and we have 2 wheat cents in this roll. We have a 1957 Denver, and back here we've got another one, and that's going to be a 1956 Denver. 2 wheat cents. Lots of rolls to go. Very next roll, and we have wheat cent number 3 here. 1951 Denver. Roll number 4, and we have wheat cent number 4. 1953 Denver. Roll number 6, and we have another wheat cent. This one's going to be a 1947 Philadelphia. Very next roll, and we're going to have another double wheat cent roll. We have one right here, 1958 Denver, and we have a second one I saw when I flattened it out back here, and that's a 1944 Philadelphia. Alright, let's get back to it. Well, we just opened that wheat cent ender roll, and turns out that 47 was actually a 42 Philadelphia. And we have a second wheat cent yet again. And that's going to be a 1951 San Francisco. Roll number 10, and yet again we have another wheat cent. This one's going to be a 1945 San Francisco. And let me tell you, we got 10 wheat cents already. We're only 10 rolls in. If we keep this streak up, we'll probably have a record box here. So I'm really excited. Let's get back to it and let's see what else we can find. Roll 11, and we have wheat cent 11. It's going to be a 1955 Denver. Well, we have a really nice roll here. Firstly, we have this 1958 Canadian. You don't see a lot of 50s too often, so that's kind of neat. And we got a lot of wheat cents. We got this 1953 San Francisco right here. Go back here, we got the second one, 1951 Denver. And we have a third one. And that's going to be a 1956 Denver. 3 wheat cents in 1 roll. Let's get back to the hunt. Well, you may have already seen it with that loaded roll with 3 wheat cents and a Canadian cent, but we actually had a 4th wheat cent. We have a 1955 Philadelphia. I'll check that off camera for any doubling, and we'll get back to the hunt. Roll 16, and we have another wheat cent. This one's going to be a 1946 Denver. Roll 17, and we've got a nice one here. Really good detail. And it's going to be a 1958 Denver. Just a few rolls later, and we got 2 more wheat cents. We have a 1946 Denver. And back here, we have a 1941 Philadelphia. I'll check that one for any doubling off camera. If there is, I'll bring you back. Otherwise, we'll get on with the hunt. Roll 22, and we have a wheat cent. going to be a 1956 Denver. Very next roll, and we're going to have yet another wheat cent here. That's going to be a 1948 Philadelphia. Alright, let's keep hunting. Well, we've just passed the halfway point of the box, and we have another wheat cent. 1947 Denver. That's going to be number 22 or 23, which means that we're most likely going to break 40, which would be an all-time record for me. I'm excited to see what the second half of the box holds. So let's get back to it, and I'll bring you in on our next find. Very next roll, and we got a wheat cent. It's going to be a 1947 San Francisco. Same roll, and there's a second wheat cent. 1955 San Francisco. It's got some nice toning. I'll add that to the pile of wheat cents we've got, and I'll keep on hunting. Very next roll, and we've got another wheat cent here. In fact, we have two. We have a 1952 Denver, and we have the second one here. It's going to be a 1956 Denver. Alright, that's two more. Let's keep on hunting. Roll 30, and we have a wheat cent. It's going to be a 1942 Philadelphia. Roll 31, and we've got a nice one here. It is brown, but it has some really nice blue toning to it. Let's see what the date is. It's going to be a 1955 Denver, and that is in really good shape. It's a super neat find. It's got some really good detail, so I'm definitely glad to add that. I'll put it there, and we'll keep on hunting. Very next roll, and we have two more wheat cents. We have one right here. It's going to be a 1956 Philadelphia. And we have a second one back here. I just was able to see it by the date. It's going to be a 1955 Denver. Alright, that one was a little tough to see. But either way, two more wheat cents. And let's keep going. Roll 35, and we have a wheat cent. It's going to be a 1947 San Francisco. Roll 37, and we have another wheat cent. This time it's going to be a 1955 Denver. 11 rolls from the end of this box, and we have another wheat cent. It's going to be a 1956 Philadelphia. Roll 41 is going to give us two more wheat cents. We have a 1945 Philadelphia right here. We have this really damaged coin here. It's had a hard life. But the other wheat cent, it's going to be right here. And it's going to be a 1953 Philadelphia. 8 rolls from the end of this penny box, and we've got a really nice wheat cent here. It's got some really awesome toning on it. It's probably someone's collection once upon a time. But that is a nice coin. Oh, and the front looks really nice too. 1958 Denver. I'm going to avoid touching that too much more. But that is a beauty of a find. So I'll add that to the collection there. And let's keep on hunting, see if we can find any more. Roll 45, and we have another wheat cent, 1953 Denver. Well, we're now 4 rolls from the end, and we've got an oldie here. It's going to be a 1929 Philadelphia. It's our first pre-40s. We're kind of running out of room there, so I'll just throw it there, and we'll get on with these last 4 rolls. We're on roll 48, and we have another wheat cent. This one's going to be a 1958 Denver. Well, we were able to end off this hunt with one last wheat cent here. going to be a 1956 Denver. Again, so I'll do a count here, check for any errors, and I'll bring you in with the penny wrap up. Then we'll move on to the nickels. Alright, well, we're back with the wrap up. Unfortunately, we didn't find any errors in those S-Minute Memorial cents. We got 23 of them. We got 4 shiny copper cents. The back 2 are more toned than shiny, but those front 2 are really nice. 62 Denver and a 69 Denver. We got 10 Canadian cents, with the oldest being a 1958 Younghead cent. We got 27 50 sweet cents. 3 of them were in really nice shape. 2 58 Denvers and a 55 Denver. But that one's by far my favorite. Really has some nice toning to it. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but that's a nice one. We got 13 from the 40s, and we got that 1929 Philadelphia. So anyways, that was a really awesome turn of events. We got 41 wheat cents out of one single box. That's my new record. We got some beauties too. It's a really nice 58. I can't get over how nice that is. But anyways, let's get on with these nickels. It's been 6 months since I've hunted nickels, so I'm really excited to get into this. Looked at the top, and they do indeed look very circulated. So here's to hoping that we got some goodies inside. Well, we're off to a good start. We're in roll number 1, and we've got a 1941. And for the mint mark, looks to be San Francisco. And with nickels, they're kind of hard to read. But that does appear to be San Francisco. So that's going to be a nice find. Nice way to start off the box. And hopefully it's a sign of things to come. Very next roll. And we have 2 more finds. We have a 1955 Denver. And back here we have a second one. This one's going to be a 1947 Philadelphia. Alright, we're only 2 rolls in and we've got 3 finds. So let's keep on going and see what else we can find. Roll number 4. And we've got another pre-1960, which is what I keep. We have a 1954. And that looks to be Denver. 1954 Denver. So that's number 4. In 4 rolls we got 4. So let's keep going and see what else we can find. Very next roll, and we've got another pre-60s. We got 1957 Philadelphia. Let's get back to it. Roll number 9, and we have a 1955 Denver. Alright, that's going to be 6 now. Let's go back to it. Roll 18. And we have a 1956 Denver. Roll number 22. And we have a 1941. 1941 Denver. Just a couple rolls later, and we have another 1941 here. And again, that's going to be a 1941 Denver. Roll number 27, and we're going to have a 4 in here. It's going to be a 5 cents with a fish on it. And that's going to be Bermuda. 1997 Bermuda with a fish on it. It's pretty cool. Put it aside as a 4 and find, and we'll get on with the hunt. Roll number 28, and we have 2 new finds here. A 1959 Denver, and back here we have a 1958, and this one is going to be a Denver as well. Alright, that's 2 more from the 50s, and let's keep going. Roll number 32, and we've got a nice one here. 1957, it's in really nice shape. 1957 Denver, and the back's in just as nice shape, so I'm definitely glad to have it, and let's get back to it. Roll 36, and we have a 1957 Denver. Very next roll, and we have a 1958 Denver. Roll 40, and we have 3 finds here. We have a 1949 Philadelphia. Back here we have a 1954 San Francisco. And back here towards the end we have a third one. We have a 1941. And that one's going to be a Philadelphia. So 3 more finds. Definitely glad to have those. And let's see if we can find anything else in these last 10 rolls. Roll number 44, and we have 2 more finds. We have a Canadian nickel, 2000, and we have a 1957 American nickel, 57 Denver. Roll 48, and we have 2 more finds. We have a 1940 Philadelphia, and we have a 1951 Denver. Well, with that, we're done with the nickel box. We went through all the error coins that we have set aside to look for. Unfortunately, we didn't find anything, but we did get 14 50s nickels and 7 from the 40s. We also got 2 foreigns, a Canadian 2000 and a Bermuda's nickel 1997. So 2 really cool finds and a bunch of extra nickels that'll go to the collection. So overall, this hunt was a whole lot of fun. I definitely did not expect so many wheat cents from the penny box. That was exciting. Stay tuned for more hunts in the future. Like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next video.